Hello, secret YouTube. This is not going to be public. This is not going to be available for everybody on YouTube to watch. Only those on the Discord that have the link for copyright reasons. Like, I think it should be mostly fine if I just keep it private. Anyways, I started the recording. Let us begin. A small blurb for anyone that doesn't know Kagero Project. It's the story of a bunch of kids stuck in a time loop, told through many songs made by the producer Jin. Well, there we go. There is your primer. Do we have any primers in chat? Let me turn this off, actually. There you go. Okay. Let's see what this is about. Again, this is an hour-long video. Okay. So, like, this is what we're doing today. So just be prepared for that. If you want to stick around and watch the whole thing, absolutely, by all means. If you'd rather, if you want to watch some of it and then dip out, you're more than welcome to. If you just want to lurk, you're good. Thank you, everybody that showed up and kept me company before we started. Yeah, we're gonna be listening to the music videos in between the full video. Like, as we go, when a song is discussed, whoa, I said that weird. When a song is mentioned or brought up, we're gonna pause and we're gonna do the video. We're gonna do that song so we can listen to it and everything. Okay. Let's begin.
How did the universe come to be? The easiest way to find the answer, likely, would be to ask someone or something that was there at the very start. Our story begins with one such girl. Perhaps she was created at the world's genesis, or perhaps she was the one who created our universe to begin with.
Why she got, like,
we know for certain
a beard?
Existed for as long as
she's got facial hair.
For millions and billions of years, she simply observed as rock and volcanic waste slowly cooled and life began to take root in the world.
Look at her. She's got beard. She got sideburns.
Per se, because what even was consciousness to begin with? Wow. Eventually, though, sapiens did take root in the world. Life forms began to gain knowledge.
Oh, fucking, you're so right. You're so right. Turn it up. Yes. Actually, hold on. Oh, it's already turned up there. Turn it up and subtitles. So these are auto-generated. So let's hope they're good enough.
And so too did the girl slowly become self-aware. She watched the world and its creatures as man slowly took shape into the species we know today.
Let me know if the audio's good.
The girl never understood what she was.
Excuse me, subtitles? What the fuck? I turned you on.
Why? In her desperate struggle to understand herself, she
began to take... shit, now it's my fucking... Now it's my browser capture. That's not the right size. Ooh. So going to hell, man. There you go. This should be good for the most part. Oh, at the time of my life. That's the wrong one. No. Can you tell I was so prepared for this? So prepared. There you go. Sure, this works. Whatever.
After the life she saw around her. First, she became like the snakes that slithered in her cave. And as she came to know the visage and brutality of man, so too did she inherit their stature. However, while the girl was like a man, like a snake, she was not either. Humans shunned her. The animals couldn't understand her pleas for help. And so she found herself alone.
There you go.
Left forever to ponder what she was to begin with, and where in the world she belonged.
He's also very soft-spoken.
The girl went out into the world of man.
Apologies.
Time and time again she sought understanding, and time again she was met with brutality and vice. Thousands of years she attempted to understand, all for naught. Eventually, the girl decided that whatever she was not a human. For the humans constantly rejected her, and, tired as she was, she finally gave up. The girl retreated into the woods, where she planned to live out the rest of her days in solitude. That, however, was not what occurred.
I'm sorry.
While the girl was searching for herself, a young man from a rich family was drafted into one of man's many wars. He tried to fight, but was weak and, more importantly, looked remarkably strange. This man's name was Tsukihiko. An
Tsukihiko.
albino with pale skin and hair. He stuck out from his fellow humans.
Write that down,
and so,
write that down.
as many things are, he was rejected. Tsukihiko left the battlefield, ashamed that he was so different. On his way back to his home in the country, he cut through a forest and happened upon something that changed him forever. There he saw a strange girl, with scales peppered on her skin and long, beautiful black hair. She sat alone in the forest, looking rather upset, and the sight completely and utterly stole Tsukihiko's heart. He introduced himself to the girl who had decided to cut herself off from humans, and so did our story begin. With
Is this
Suki, a
Dark
boy,
Souls music?
meeting a girl.
Just realized. In the background.
Over the next year, Tsukihiko would build the girl a home in the forest where she wouldn't need to fear the humans, and in that time, the two of them would slowly grow closer. Tsukihiko was a kind man who constantly doted on the somewhat selfish but ever cute girl, while she, for her part, didn't understand feelings of love or affection, but nonetheless found her heart being swayed by the strange, kind man. Eventually, their home was finished. What was supposed to be a chance encounter turned into a lifelong
Animal
bond,
Crossing house.
and Tsukihiko moved into that forest home with the girl. Outside their house, a lone thistle flower bloomed. There was something about it that the man found very beautiful and very reminiscent of a certain standoffish girl. While the girl was not a human and needed to abide by their customs, nonetheless, Tsukihiko proposed giving her a name. Thinking on that thistle, blooming beautifully all alone, Tsukihiko decided that the girl, his new wife, would henceforth be named Azumi.
Not the
For two
Animal
people
Crossing
who never
random
truly
house,
had a place in the
yeah.
world, a girl who was immortal
Azami.
and different, and a boy who was born defective. That home became their salvation.
Defective.
Over time, Tsukihiko and Azumi had a daughter of their own. A little
He's
girl
just
named
white.
Shimon,
What do you mean he's
and the three of them,
defective?
at last, discovered
the
what true
fuck?
happiness was. That said, time is a force that cannot be slowed or stopped. Azumi had lived ever since life could be defined, and would
I
like
was
to
actually
continue
wondering
to
if
live
you're
far
if
into
you were
the
still
ends of the
around,
universe.
Bella. Good to know you are.
Tsukihiko was
Hello.
only a man. Even their daughter,
Sit
who
back
carried
and
half of
enjoy.
Azumi's
Don't
genes, would one day
try not to
succumb
pass
the
out,
very
but the
human
VOD will
aspect
be
of
on
her
YouTube.
mortality.
I will send it to you.
While Azumi had lived for billions of years, she had never grown close enough to anything to know the feeling of grief, and the idea that one day her family, her husband, her daughter, might leave her all alone again terrified Azumi more than anything else in the world. And so, she decided to change it. Azumi was, in many ways, not like a normal human. In addition to the scales on her face and the seemingly infinite nature of her life, she could synthesize for herself many abilities that humans didn't have. In a desire to
Synthesize.
understand, she could peer into the minds and hearts of people, animals, and all manner of
I
life.
love my wife.
When she needed to leave it all, she could erase her presence from the detection of others. Azumi had a large host of these powers that she had created for herself over the many, many years of her existence. Most recently, she had created an ability to directly convey her feelings to another without words, a tool so she could tell her infant daughter that she loved her, while she could not yet understand speech.
Wow.
Azumi had many strange and fantastic powers, and so, deep within her heart, she sought an answer to the problem of finite time. That was when the Snake of Clearing Eyes first spoke to her.
Oh,
Azumi
It's
didn't
under the
simply create
subtitles.
powers. She created beings within herself that had their own level of sapience.
there it is. It's down there.
In her desire to stop the hands of time, Azumi created one such being that took the form, as many other elements of herself did, of a snake. This snake proposed a solution to Azumi's grand problem. Just as it was possible that Azumi created the universe to begin with, the Snake of Clearing Eyes proposed that Azumi simply create a new world entirely. In this world, time would not flow, and all life would be eternal. There, she
Oh.
could retreat with Tsukihiko and Shion, and there, the three of them could be happy forever. She proposed this idea to her husband, who saw the desperation in her eyes and the fear in her heart, and agreed to leave the world behind. The day they'd leave would be the 15th of August, the holiday made for greeting the dead.
Oh,
There was
That's
just
3
one
days
thing that the
ago.
albino man wanted before they would all leave. He wished to formally marry Azumi, and went to town to retrieve the wedding dress that was passed down his family for generations. Tsukihiko left the forest for the last time, to say a final goodbye to that sad and broken world. However, before he would return, a mob would discover Tsukihiko and find their way to the monster that he housed in the woods. Humanity never changed, still rejecting that which they found different, just as they always had. An angry mob attacked Shion and Azumi, trying to kill the monsters, and Azumi was just barely able to fight them off, protecting her daughter. Tsukihiko was nowhere to be seen, his safety and whereabouts unknown.
If she's an ancient being that has
This
like all
event
these
was the final straw
crazy
that broke
powers,
Azumi at last.
can you not fight
Why
back
did
against
such a
some
horrible thing occur?
puny humans?
Why had the home built by her husband been desecrated? Why did her daughter need to live in perpetual fear her entire life? The answer was simple. Everything was her fault. It was Azumi that was the constant force endangering the lives of her husband and daughter.
Ads!
Without Azumi, they could surely live a normal life, or at least a life in which they didn't need to constantly live in fear. Everything was Azumi's fault. It was always Azumi's fault. And so, defeated, Azumi made a choice. Using the power within her, she left for the world she created, that timeless field. Except unlike their plan, she left alone. What Shion and Tsukihiko needed wasn't a world without time. They needed a world without Azumi. And so, she left it all behind. Tsukihiko
Man, I love ads, don't you? They give me money. Money. What the hell is wrong with my Discord? Oh, whoopsie. There you go. I will be here. All right, I'm gonna have to mute for a moment, but I will be here. I will be watching this. If a song comes up, then I'm gonna pause while I do this. I hope Inky comes back soon. I mean, it's also gonna be in the recording. We're just watching lore. Lore. I'm back. Welcome back. Like I said, I'm gonna mute real quick, but I will be here. You're actually gonna see me moving around. Actually, no, you won't. Never mind. Anyways, I will be here. I'm just gonna mute for a moment.
returned just in time to find their daughter alone and Azumi hurriedly leaving the world. Never again would she return to him. This was the first tragedy, the event that would set in motion all of the events to come. In truth, Azumi was just a little girl, hardly more worldly or mature than her daughter. She lived alone and put up barriers, and so she didn't know what to do or how to live with herself when those barriers broke. And so she retreated into that endless world, never to leave again. The world had no need for Azumi Kozukura. It never did. That, of course, was not true at all. Tsukihiko and Shion continued to live in that house, the house in which they were family. Though there was a tangible absence, never once did they blame Azumi for what she did. Shion remembered her mother's love, that real, undeniable love that was given to her by Azumi's powers, and Tsukihiko continued to love his wife, the girl who saved him when he thought he himself was worthless, until the day he died. Many years passed. Tsukihiko felt like any other human, but to the end was always loved by his daughter, who never left his side. In time, Shion met a human herself and had a daughter named Mary. But time was ruthless, and her husband left the world as well. In the end, Shion was left to raise Mary alone. Shion was a kind and loving mother. She was raised by her father, the endlessly kind Tsukihiko, and though their time together was short, she never forgot the love of her mother either. That said, Shion was a terrified girl. She knew that the outside world tried and desired to kill her. She knew that the humans scared off her mother and left her alone. Even after meeting a good person and having her own daughter, Mary, Shion was eternally untrusting of the human world, and so kept Mary at home, never permitting her to stray too far from the home that her father had built. Mary, though, was a curious child. Unlike Azumi, who had only ever known pain and fear, Mary only knew love. She desired the world and never understood what could possibly be so vile about it. And so, one day, she strayed away from their home in the woods on a hazy August 15th. Shion only realized her daughter was in danger when she heard the screams. Mary had been found by a group of humans who immediately tried to kill the strange-looking girl. Shion rushed to her daughter's aid and fought back, but ultimately sustained horrid injuries as well. Both mother and daughter were beaten and dying, once again at the hands of the humans. There was an observer to this chaos. While she had left behind the world of the living, Azumi continued to occasionally monitor the lives of her family from the other world. She saw the brutalization of her daughter she abandoned and the granddaughter she never knew, and was mortified. For all of her mistakes, Shion and Mary were still endangered, still othered by the humans around them. That's when a voice called out to her. the same voice that called out and proposed that Ozmi escape the world to begin with. The Snake of Clearing Eyes spoke within Ozmi. Oh, my master, what a horrible tragedy. But perhaps you could change this future. Desperate to save the life of her daughter and granddaughter, Ozmi commanded the everlasting world to consume the dying girls, and consume them it did. Within Ozmi's world, their wounds wouldn't kill them, for death didn't exist there. That said, Ozmi had grown disillusioned with eternity in the years since losing her family. While she certainly agreed that the world would be better off without her, she also realized that living in her world without the joys of the world was torture, and so she wished to send her daughter back. Her wounds, though, were too severe for her to live through them. But the Snake of Clearing Eyes offered its wisdom once again. If Xion wasn't able to live on her own life, Ozmi should just provide her a new one.
There's a snake.
Her many powers to change the world. Her snakes. If Ozmi were to give up her strongest snake to her beloved daughter, surely that would suffice to keep her living. And so Ozmi, persuaded once more by the Clearing Eyes, did just that. From deep within herself, she produced the Queen Snake, her strongest power which governed all of the others, and gifted it to Xion in hopes that she could leave the eternal world and live once more. However, Xion saw things a different way. In the many years since she last saw her mother, she had grown into a mother herself. Rather than take her mother gift as her own, she passed the Queen Snake along to her own daughter, Mary. Taking the power of the Queen into herself, Mary left the eternal world and woke up alone back near her forest home, her mother gone from her life. Mary's memories of the other world were hazy and would dissipate over time. The only thing she knew for sure was that her curiosity had taken the most precious thing in her life away from her, and so she returned to her home, deciding to never leave it again. Xion and Ozmi remained trapped in the darkness. At the very least, Mary's life was saved, and all of the tragedy would be put to rest. That was what the children of the snakes believed. But the Clearing Eyes laughed to itself, knowing that once more, and for the last time, he had deceived the woman born from the beginning. Yes, Ozmi was tricked once more. Without the Queen Snake, her control center for her powers, she couldn't issue orders to the eternal world anymore, which meant that the world would continue to follow its last order for all of eternity. Every year, on August 15th, the dying would be swept up into the eternal world and presented with the opportunity to steal one of Ozmi's snakes to return to the world of the living. In order for this to be possible, they must have a strong wish that resonated with the reason that Ozmi created each of her powers to begin with. But if that condition was fulfilled, then anyone could arrive and steal one of Ozmi's snakes. Yes, even the Snake of Clearing Eyes itself. By the time Ozmi would realize this error, it was already too late. The Clearing Eyes tricked Ozmi in such a way that she would be trapped in that eternal world forever. But someday, as people kept dying, it would be able to trick a human soul into taking it back into the world of the living, where it could continue to live and prosper. The failings and loneliness of a single girl were about
It's so
to
funny
involve
that
countless more people.
the snake is blocked by the by the subtitles.
Many years passed until the first usurper would arrive into the world of Ozmi's creation. Kido Tsubomi was an unfortunate girl. Her parents divorced. She was raised alone by her mother until she passed when Kido was still a young girl. With nowhere else to go, she was taken into the care of her affluent father. Kido was suddenly expected to be a high-class girl, under the supervision of a family she never knew.
She looks angry.
Her father kept his distance, and she was instead taken care of by her new sister, an older girl named Rin.
Rin.
The two had trouble connecting, and Rin's cold attitude only further isolated Kido. That fragile sort of peace wouldn't last either. One day, Kido would realize that the problems of the adults were well beyond her understanding or ability to control. Her father had decided that he wanted to take Kido and escape from his life, his wealth and the rest of their family be damned. Setting fire to the home, he killed their servants and pursued the young girl. Rin, the older sister Kido never understood, hid Kido and herself away in the basement, trying to escape from the madness. But it was only a matter of time until they were found, and Rin gave her life to try and protect Kido from her father's insanity. Kido watched Rin die in front of her. In truth, the cold sister always loved her younger family member, even if she never knew how to connect with her. In a fit of desperation, Kido grabbed a bottle and attacked her unknowing father. While this was enough to subdue him, nothing would bring Rin back to life or make up for the fact that Kido never accepted her love. Grasping the bleeding body of her sister, Kido was engulfed by the flames of their burning home, dying that day.
God damn.
However, on that cruel August 15th, Kido didn't go away. She and Rin were taken into the eternal world, just as Xion and Mary once were themselves. Ozmi's world takes shape around the hearts of everyone who enters it. For Kido and Rin, their eternal world was a maze of fire and death, haunting them for all eternity. Her sister, even after death, pushing her forward and guiding her through the tragedy, Kito's strong desires resonated for the first time with one of Azumi's snakes. There was only one desire in the dying girl's heart. I want to disappear. If not for her, Rin never would have died. Indeed, everything all along was her fault, and so the only thing she wanted was to disappear. Kito resonated with and acquired the snake of concealing eyes, the ability to erase one's presence from the notice of others, and return to the rubble.
Sorry about my dogs if you guys can hear them.
3 more unfortunate children would become the next inheritors of the snakes on August 15th. A young orphan boy named Seto Kosuke was the unfortunate victim of bullying.
They're
His
going
only friend was a dog,
fucking
no
sicko.
less. The boys captured said dog and threw it into a river to drown in front of Seto. However, Seto jumped in after the dog to try and save it, much to the surprise of the boys. While valiant, his efforts were in vain, though, as both he and the animal he loved drowned in the current, the boys fleeing the scene. There, Seto too entered Asumi's world. Seto Kosuke was, above all else, a kind boy. Even as he was mocked and picked on, the only thing he ever wanted was to understand.
I love that the subtitles
know
doesn't
why
understand the Japanese name, so
Thinking that
it
if
just
he knew
said
such things, he could change
Caesar.
himself. Yes, that was his strongest desire, and so when he was taken into Asumi's world, his wish came true. Leaving the darkness, Seto returned to the world of the living with the snake of stealing eyes, which allowed him to read minds and see the thoughts of others. The third child was a boy named Kano Shuya. Kano was raised alone by his mother, who
Ew.
herself was an unfortunate and misguided soul.
Ew, what do you look
Kano
like
was
that?
regularly beaten in his apartment, but even through the abuse, he couldn't bring himself to hate his mother. He would hide the bruises and wounds, and had become, even as a child, adept at lying to pretend that he was happy and everything was okay. Before Kano would ever get to understand his mother, their home would be broken into one night. It was a burglary, just simple bad luck.
He's a little
Kano
fucked
was
up. He
both
looks
found in
fucked
their
up.
home, and, in a fit of panic, they were both killed by the home invader and taken to
Oh.
the eternal world. Kano Shuya had a strong desire of his own, to protect his mother, to appear normal. Kano lied. He wanted to hide the scars and perform happiness. That's what he thought would bring him the best world. That wish granted, Kano returned
He's got
to
the
life
cat
with
eyes.
the
Yo, he
snake of
does.
deceiving eyes.
It reminds
The
me of
ability
that
to flawlessly alter how others perceive you.
I don't know what
The
the
last
hell
child to steal a snake had a
the
fate no
cat
better
is
than the
called,
rest.
but it's like a meme.
Kisaragi Momo was the second child of the Kisaragi home.
Momo.
Her older brother was a genius, a gifted child that received all the praise in the world in spite of his own rather cold and hopeless outlook. Momo, on the other hand, was just a normal girl. She couldn't stack up to her brother and was constantly compared to him as she grew up. That said, her brother held no ill feelings for Momo, and neither did she hate her brother. While the two siblings didn't exactly understand one another, they certainly cared for each other somewhere in their hearts. That was what brought Momo to the beach one day. Her brother, you see, wasn't able to swim, and so Momo decided that she would learn first. This wasn't out of a desire to be better than him. It was simply so that she could teach him, and the two could
Aw,
spend
that's
time
sweet.
together as siblings.
That's sweet.
Momo went to the beach with her father, eager to learn and form that bond with her brother someday. That wish, however, would never come to pass. Momo was too capricious and strayed too far from the shore, getting swept up in a strong current. Dashing after her, her father raced into the water, but in attempting to save his daughter, they both drowned in the sea and were swept up into the other world. Everything Momo did, she did for attention.
I'm sorry.
Not a shallow praise, but simply for the time of day of the people.
It's
whom
just
she
it's just
loved.
funny that the guy was like, "I'll save
Momo
you," and then they
did love
both
her brother.
die. Like,
She
okay,
loved
wow,
her family dearly.
damn.
Even as she drowned, she prayed with all of her heart that someone would notice her and bring her back home. All she wanted was their approval and their love. And so that wish was granted. Momo took Azumi's snake of drawing eyes and returned to the beach with the ability to force people's attention and affection on her.
Oh damn.
The Kisaragi
Oh,
household lost
drawing,
their
like
father,
drawing
and Momo's
to
mother
you.
was left to raise her two children alone.
I thought
The
drawing
other
like
three were not so
actually
fortunate.
art. You know.
Kito and Kano lost any family they may have known in the past and were sent off to an orphanage in town. There, they, along with another young boy, Seto Kosuke, would become known as strange children who exhibited scary powers. The three kids weren't able to fully control their gifts from the eternal world. Seto would constantly hear the thoughts of others, overwhelming the young boy, and Kito would randomly seem to vanish from the room. Furthermore, when their powers were being activated, their eyes would turn red, the same color of Azumi. This led to the three kids being grouped together and all but neglected by their orphanage. Kito,
Dang.
Kano, and Seto
Alright.
formed a steady alliance out of necessity. However, they didn't need to wait nearly as long as they anticipated to find a suitable home. A young couple, a pair of scientists, abruptly adopted the three children into their custody one day.
Abrupt.
Kenjiro and Ayaka Tateyama were two historians looking into the case of the
Tateyama.
so-called Medusa that once terrorized the world. Hearing about the three strange children, The couple immediately adopted them when they heard about their powers and verified that they were, in fact, relics of the Medusa, the one and only Asami Kozakura.
Oh.
In spite of their ulterior motives, Kenjiro and Ayako were good people with all intentions to raise their children well. For the first time since their tragedies, Kido, Kano, and Seto had a new place to call home, and a new sibling who would dote on them endlessly. Slightly older than the trio, the Tateyama's daughter, Ayano, was a ray of hope.
Wow.
She was an energetic and kind girl who welcomed her new siblings with open arms. In spite of the children's rough histories, the kindness of the Tateyama family slowly broke down their walls. Still, wounds don't heal overnight. Seto had developed a crippling fear of others, constantly exposed to cruel and hateful thoughts people would never put to word. Kano had his own history of child abuse, and Kido would shut herself away in her shell. None of the children asked for their fates.
I like
None
her
of them
turning
asked
invisible.
for the red eyes that set them apart from others. Which is why Ayano, their new sister, who had no connection to their history, wrote herself into their futures. After meeting her new siblings, the young girl began to wear a red scarf everywhere she went. While she may have lacked their eyes, she knew to adorn herself in the same color that made their siblings so different, and together they slowly but surely found happiness.
What?
Joining their hands
Pause.
as one.
Pause. I was about to say, where's the music? I have a feeling that a lot of some of this was probably, like, I assume broad strokes, like broad elements of the story were in the music, and then details were filled in afterwards through I don't know, the novel or blog posts or something, maybe, perhaps. Let's see. What's the first song for us to look at? 2 music videos. Probably should have watched it before. Oh. All right, let's see. This also helps me to test if I did this right. I did not do this right. Oh, you know what? I see the prop. There you go. Okay. I'm gonna keep the browser like this in the future. There you go. That way you can see it. You can see it mostly, like almost the whole thing, and keep the subtitles on. Okay. So we're doing first children record. Whoa, 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 whoa. God, I hate that. I don't know if you guys have had that happen where you open like a new tab of YouTube and you're like, okay, open a new tab, and as a like a reflex, like a muscle reflex, you just go into the into the search bar and then start typing, but then like the video you were watching pops up in the corner, so now any button you press like mutes it and skips ahead and just messes with it, and it just fucks everything up. I zoomed down so we could see the video with the subtitles, but also I didn't have to move my browser. It's okay. It's fine. Look, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. First children record. English cover. Is there a music video? Oh. Is it this? Oh, just children record. Whoops. I assume this one. Right? Because it says English subs. Are they in the video? They are. Okay. Okay, I think this should be good, right? Right. Okay. Yeah, all right, good. So I assume these are the kids, the ones with the powers, right? The white-haired one obviously is the daughter of Azumi. I like the song already. Gonna mess with something real quick. We should be fine by doing that. Oh, that's her. So is this? Oh, so okay. Is this music video like the video? Is it like kind of showing us all that we saw at this point, all that we have learned at this point? Because like I saw Azami, I saw her daughter, or her daughter's daughter, I assume. No, actually, that kind of, I think that might have been her daughter. I see a lot of characters. I recognize some of the kids. And so, yeah. You said the music video is to set up all the characters, even if you don't know the full context. Yes, yes. Okay, that's what I figured. There you go. I think so. Like if I. Okay, cool. Cool. Oh, here we go. Wow. Well, I like the song. I thought the music it's 13 years old. Isn't it fucking crazy that 13 years ago was 2012? Like, dude. 13 years ago it used to be the fucking 2000s. Like, holy shit. I was conscious 13 years ago. You know, that's disgusting. Disgusting. Days reversion. Song for the anime. There's an anime. There's an anime for this? What? Also, I assume it's this one. But excuse me, I didn't know there was an anime. Also, I can again make this bigger. God, I cannot. I cannot read this. Okay. I guess I didn't actually show you. From Garnidelia. Children Record came out before the anime in 2014. The English cover you saw was by creators celebrating the anime release. Dude, what? I didn't know there was an anime. This is way bigger than I thought. This is way bigger than I thought it was. I will be honest. Yeah, I assume this is right. I have a feeling this is the right one. Oh, there's all of them. I love the aesthetic of it. I love how this looks. Who's singing? Actually, okay, I guess it's on the title. The name's in Japanese, so I don't know. I thought these were all gonna be Vocaloid songs. Oh, shit. I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I ran as fast as I could. I'm so sorry. God. Man, I love being interrupted in the middle of a stream. Man, I can't. Man, I was here for the beginning and the ending of it. Honestly, I heard a little, I heard not even half of it, but I actually really like it. So I'm gonna add this to my playlist because I'm gonna listen to this later. Whew. Okay. Sorry again for leaving. But okay. So did this have anything different from the other video? One more song. Oh, okay. Gunjo Rain. Wow. Is it this? Oh, there you go. Find this version subbed. I assume it's this one. There you go. I assume it's that one because of the ads. Okay, we wait. That's good. That's fine. That gives me time because the thing that interrupted stream so abruptly was food. God damn food. It's all right. We can wait. Oh, I don't. That's right. Man, I love ads. Blah 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 blah. Inky can't hear me because she's in ad town. I could say anything I want. I can say anything. But I won't. I won't. So right here. Nom, 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 nom. Oh, baby. Oh, baby, a triple. What am I looking at? I'm distracted. Apologies, I'm a little distracted. Oh my goodness. Look at that works. All right. From timing alone, because I'm not looking at chat right now. From timing alone, I assume ads are over. Yeah, welcome back. Hi, Inky. I was looking at Discord in the meantime. Okay. So again, I think this should be it. Gunjo Rain. I assume this is it because of the how old the video is. That's like my best indicator of it being the right one. If it's modern, then it's a cover. It's a cover. Oh, thank you for the stretch. Stretch. Oh. Thank you, Dragon. Thank you. Okay, so like I said, I think we should be good. So let's see. Sorry, I have some food, so if you hear some noise. It's cute. I like this already. This is cute. She said this is Shion raising Mary. Okay. Got a key. This is cute. I like this. I'm so glad this whole story goes well without anybody crying or being upset. No, there's not gonna be any horrible shit happening, I'm sure. again, I said this before. I was expecting all these songs to be vocal, or I don't know the correct word for it, because apparently Vocaloid is like specifically Miku in those. At least that's what I understand. That's what I've understood. But yeah, I thought these were all gonna be like that. I like this one. Welcome everybody. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm a little quiet. I'm eating. But yeah, welcome to the stream, everybody. In case anybody new is joining us, we're essentially going through the Kageru project, like in general. Like, I don't know anything about this. This has been shown to me. This has been shown to me recently. And so we have a video. Clear confusion, the streaming version has IA for the vocal. Is IA a singer? Also, what do you mean streaming version? What does that mean? You're gonna have to explain this to me like I'm 5. Like on Apple. Oh. Wait, this was available before. What? This was available outside of streaming? It was already from like 2012, like the oldest one. Like this is fairly modern, I feel, to not be on streaming automatically. All right. Fascinating. Okay. This vocal version uses the anime voice actress. Oh, wow, that's cool. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know they could have. Oh wait, does this? Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know that the anime actors would sing. Okay. Jin collaborated with the VAs to make a cover. Whoa, that's cool. That's cool. I like that. That's awesome, actually. Okay, give me 1 minute. Oh. But have a good night, Dragon. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for joining us for a bit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Sorry, I'm back. We continue. We continue? Inky, right? So essentially, we saw like a song that was like introducing just the video was introducing like the characters, past and present, or past and future. And then Shion raising Mary. All right,
The siblings formed a secret pact together.
bet.
The children took to wearing hoodies to hide their eyes until they could control them. And Aino
That's why they wear hoodies. Okay.
Beautifully in red. They would fight injustice and be as heroes under the name Mekakuchi-dan, the Blindfold Gang, hiding their eyes from the world. The Tateyama family, with its 3 new members, began to stabilize. The children were interesting and provided insights for Kenjiro and Ayaka into the nature of the Medusa, and the children found a new home and renewed sense of love in their parents and sister.
Wow.
Still, though, things were often hard. No harder than for Seto Kosuke. By far, he exerted the least control over his eyes. As such, the boy would often stay at home in relative peace, or otherwise seek out the quietest places, if and when he ever needed to go out. One day when he was out of home, Seto was overwhelmed and couldn't take it anymore. He ran from the city, overwhelmed by cries, and into the nearby forest, anywhere to get away from the countless screaming voices in his skull. He ran and ran until at last, everything went quiet. Unfortunately, by that time, he had completely lost his way. Seto wandered the woods, first at random and then vaguely guided by the forest life, which he was able to communicate with to an extent thanks to his mind-reading power. Eventually, tired and weak, Seto heard a girl cry into the forest. Or rather, he perceived a girl calling out. He heard the thoughts of a girl crying for help, of a girl lamenting her state and her uselessness. While Seto was bad with strangers, something about what she said had struck a chord with him. She, of course, reminded him of himself. Someone so weak, in spite of having the love and kindness of so many people around him.
So many people are
Gathering
dying.
all of his courage, Seto pursued the voice deeper into the woods. There, Seto saw something bizarre, right out of a picture book. Alone and forgotten.
It's the lost and trying to follow. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm gonna give an overview as best as I can. Essentially, Azami. I'm debating whether to start all the way back or not. Okay, Azami was like the creator of the universe, or was there at the beginning of the universe. Blah blah blah. Point is, a bunch of stuff happened. She had a family, and then she made another world, right? So that her family could live forever. Stuff happened, and so her family were separated, and then eventually, oh yeah, there you go. Kids, oh there you go. Kids die at some point due to accident or the cruelty of humanity. What? If they die on August 15th and have a big wish, they get a power. Dude, I shouldn't. Never mind. I'm not gonna make that joke. Yeah, there you go. So all these kids that have powers, they died on the 15th at some point, and then were reborn with a power. And so these 3 were sent to an orphanage because of the circumstances of their death, and they made an alliance because they were getting bullied, so they needed some sort of companionship, and then eventually a couple adopted them, and so that's where they are now, where they were adopted, and they have loving family where the parents are researching them, but like they still have good intentions of giving them a good life. They had a daughter that doesn't have any powers and is just sweet and nice and loves them and is very kind to them. And this guy, his power is that he can read people's minds, but apparently he can't control it. So he just hears the voices of people unintentionally. And so he goes off into the forest, hears the voice of somebody calling for help, and guess what?
In the middle of the woods was the home that Tsukihiko had built for the girl he loved so many years ago.
It's Mary's home.
Seto approached the door and knocked.
The granddaughter.
he found
of
a little
Azami,
girl, Mary Kozakura,
the snake
all
lady.
alone, crying on the floor. Mary never forgot of her desire to see the world, but neither could she ever forget the pain and guilt that dream cost her. The knock on her door, the day and night would whisk her away and into a beautiful world, just like out of a story. That's what Mary always wanted, but reality had taught her to expect different. She cried on the floor, terrified of making the same mistakes again. Seto, of course, was hardly the same kind of person that killed her mother or chased away her grandmother. Rather than a fist, the young boy offered the crying girl the shake of a hand. For the first time since he died, Seto decided to be brave. He sued the girl, offering her his death.
He sued the girl
and assured her that there was hope out there in the world. After all,
he sued her
for everything
now,
Seto
that's
had
not
done
very
and failed
nice.
to do, Kano and Kido accepted him. Ayano loved him dearly. So how could the world possibly be an awful place? Could you take me to such a wonderful place? Yes. That was the story of how boy met girl, and the world
Boy met
would
girl.
change forever. Together, Seto took Mary out of the woods and into the light for the first time in her life. Eventually, the two made it back to town, where Seto surprised the Tatayamas with a girl. One look at her and but a listen to her stories, and the Tatayama parents realized that Seto had, unknowingly, brought them closer to the truth of the Medusa than they ever could have imagined. The parents happily accepted Mary into the family, just as they'd done.
Another music video is going to be about them meeting. Okay, look. It's going to do it. I click, and then it didn't do it. Never mind. Also, I'm adding this to my watch later. End this. God damn it, or whatever. Imagination Forest. Here we go. Mainly focuses on Mary. Okay. Ah. There you go. Or to the high as it can be. Also, I'm surprised that, dude, these videos are from 2012. Why are you uploading on 360p? Why are you uploading a 360p video in 2012? My guy. I don't know. Maybe the actual videos they used were old. It's just sorry. It's just a side note that I've been thinking this whole time. Like all these videos are like old at this, old for today's standards, but like it wasn't fucking like 2000s. It wasn't 2005. The video 720p videos existed. Just weird. Just fascinating. Anyways.
世界は案外シンプルで複雑に回帰した私なんて誰に理解もされないまま街外れ森の中人目につかないこの家を訪れる人などいないわけで目を合わせ長く固まった心一人ぼっちで諦めて目につったものに安堵する日々はの中でしか知らない世界に少し憧れることくらい許してくれますか淡々と流れ出して生まれてしまった理不尽なの案外
This is cute. I really like this. I like the singer too. I like her voice. Oh, there he is. She has her mother's necklace. She does. I did notice that. She's so cute. Poor Mary, she's adorable. This is an iPhone. Wow. This is so sweet. This is so cute. I love that. Stop. I love that. Unironically, that might be my favorite one so far. So much so, I'm gonna add it to my list. Nope. There you go. I love that. Turn off autoplay. Yeah. Why is autoplay on? Wait, where do I turn off autoplay? That's because it's a mix. All right. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. Okay. I love that. I really like that. Very well. Shall we continue? I assume we do. That's very sweet. That's very sweet. I like that.
With the trio before her. Ayano, naturally, was even more excited, happily welcoming Mary as the fourth member of the Mekakushidan, and, more importantly, her new sister. Much time passed as their home grew only more busy, but ever more happy. As Mary adjusted to the many new things in her life, Kenjiro and Ayaka planned out a journey back into the woods. With Mary, they wanted to investigate her old home for traces of Azumi. Everything they had been working for had finally paid off. Mary was happy to oblige her parents, and Ayano, excited by a field trip to Mary's house, insisted she tag along as well. Kido, Kano, and Seto stayed home while their
I have a
parents,
feeling that this is going to
Ayano
go
and Mary,
badly.
decided to take a trip together on August 15th. With the coming of a Bon, though,
Oh
tragedy would strike
no.
once more.
August 15th.
Heavy rains had washed out the roads the day before, and as the family drove up through the
No,
mountains to the
I don't like
forest,
that.
their car was caught in a landslide.
I'm not going
Mary
out
was
on
killed
August
in the
15th
rubble, but
anymore.
only suffered light injuries. However, Kenjiro, Ayaka, and Ayano weren't so lucky. All three original members of the Tateyama family died, entering the eternal world and leaving Mary all alone. However, this accident would bring with it the fifth usurper. Ayano Tateyama was a pure child. She only wished from the bottom of her heart to let her siblings, who were so hurt by the world, know her love. From the darkness, Ayano would claim the snake of favoring eyes from the everlasting world of Azumi, the power to project one's thoughts and feelings onto others. That, however, was not all Ayano received. As Ayano claimed her snake, she was inundated with the thoughts and feelings of its previous owner. All at once, Azumi's memories and feelings, billions, trillions, unknowable years of information flooded the girl's brain all at once, driving her psyche away
I gotta
into
say,
madness.
what do you think
Ayano knew
Azami's thinking?
exactly what was happening to her.
Like
She
every
knew that the
fucking
clearing eyes
August
snake was
15th.
Azumi,
Oh,
all of her siblings
more
had been
people
caught
are
in
showing
far
up in my
greater
world.
than they knew. She understood that everyone was in terrible danger, and that the queen snake, the start of everything,
Silly.
was in no one but the girl she welcomed as sister. Ayano returned to the world of the living, but Ayano Tateyama was no longer the same girl that she used to be. Mary crawled towards her sister, tears flowing from her eyes, as she realized that Kenjiro and Ayaka didn't make it. As she reached out to Ayano, though, her once loving sister batted away her hand. Of all of Azumi's many memories, the most pervasive ones were fear and anger. She thought of all the times that man had betrayed Azumi, the pain of losing Tsukuhiko, the fear of losing her daughter, and Ayano turned to Mary with cold and unforgiving eyes. Everything, Ayano concluded, was Mary's fault. The two made it back to their home, where they had to tell Kido, Kano, and Seto that their parents would never come back. As the children grieved, Ayano silenced the room by insisting that they get rid of Mary. Ayano had learned a great many things, but was still herself a child even so. She insisted that tragedy would only continue to follow them so long as Mary was allowed to be with them. But as she closed in on the terrified girl, Kido, Kano, and Seto rose to Mary's defense. They didn't know what had happened to their older sister, but they knew that Mary had done nothing wrong. They tried to reason with Ayano, who would never reach a compromise. And when the ultimatum was set that Ayano wouldn't stay with Mary, 3 children left alongside her, leaving their older sister alone in her once lively and warm home. The 4 kids would settle in an apartment, Seto dropping out of school and working as a laborer to pay rent. It would be years until the family would ever meet again. While Kido, Kano, Seto, and Mary were escaping the tormented Ayano, Kisaragi Momo had many developments herself. She too had trouble controlling her drawing eyes, which had been making people unknowingly attracted to her. Everything she did was considered fantastic,
I don't recognize her.
even if it was truly only average. For some reason, she was always the center of attention. Surely that kind of dazzling girl, which Momo in all reality was not, would naturally...
Another song. How many are there total? Because I mean, that video that I opened the description had like 15-ish songs. She's like, damn, that's a lot. 2 albums worth. Oh my god. Wow. The smile was perfect. Thank you. All right. What's next then? In an epilogue album. Oh my god. Jesus. Okay, am I gonna be able to fit this in one stream? Like, it seems like it's way bigger than I thought. You said there you go. It looks far, far bigger than I thought. Momo Kisaragi, the reluctant idol. Oh, it's all right. We wait. We're good. We chill. We wait. Ads are showing up. It should be showing up about every... I don't know how often they show up. An hour? Maybe, potentially. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I ain't got no clue. What, do you think I control them? I genuinely don't. But these ads, thankfully, aren't too long. Oh yeah, about half an hour. That seems to be about the time for the ads to show up. Show up and leave. Half an hour-ish. You think? Sure. Welcome back. Let's see. Take a peek. Vocaloid. They're so cute. It's adorable. She's an idol. Yeah, I love her idol outfit. How old is she at this point? Do you know? If she's an idol already, then she's probably like close to being an adult. Maybe? I mean, asking because like the other characters all seem to be like kids. And now she's about 16. Okay, yeah. Momo and Mary the Girl failure duo. I don't know if I missed it in the video, but when did she get the red eyes? When did she die? I was looking for it because I was like, okay, she doesn't have red eyes. So I was like watching and waiting to see when she got her eyes. But then there's shots of her with the red eyes. So I'm like, what happened? When did she get it? When did she die, the poor girl? I like that. I like stop. I don't get why it's autoplaying. Much younger at the beach? Wait, what? Oh, wait, but then why does he have? Why does she have? Like, why does she not have red eyes here? Oh, it's when they're using them. I see. It's when they're using their powers. Okay. I genuinely, I forgot that it was when they're using their powers that they have the red eyes. I thought they just all had red eyes, like all the time. Okay. And yes, I remember that she drowned. She drowned, and her dad tried to save her, and they both drowned. I see. Okay, I like this. I like this one. It's very cute. Again, only Mary and her family has them. Like normally, you mean? Like without having to like use their powers. I'm drowning cheering. Oh. Okay, awesome. I like this. I like that one. I like that one. Boy. Okay, we continue. Hold on, is this gonna show?
Really catch the eyes of certain recruiters. Momo's mother
Oh, yeah.
supported
It's because of genetics, but for Mary, it's because she has the queen snake. Oh, right, right. Okay. Okay. I see. I see. I see. I see. Let's see.
her and her brother alone, which Momo never stopped feeling guilt over. As such, she decided one day to take up an offer she received on the street and start working part-time as an idol. Naturally, this proposition was only brought about because of Momo's drawing eyes. But if she could in any way support the family that she had destroyed, she would try and do so. This popularity, though, was taxing on the girl who never truly wanted it, and invoked the ire of her brother, who swore to look after her. Momo's brother would often chase people away from their home, insisting that Momo step out of the public eye. But she would do what she had to help her family. Years passed and Momo's older brother graduated middle school, opting, however, to drop out and not continue on to high school. This wasn't because he was stupid, anything but. The boy was too smart. Momo's brother, Shintaro Kisaragi, was so disenfranchised with the school system and so suspicious of others because of everything he'd seen protecting his sister that he gave up on school and indeed most people entirely. Everything would change for both him and the Kisaragi family as a whole, though, when Shintaro would, in a pure accident, trip and break his foot. Shintaro's accident brought him to the hospital, where he would spend a short stay. There, he found himself rooming with another young man, albeit slightly older. Caught up with some illness or another, Shintaro met Haruka Kokonose, his first true friend. While Shintaro was a cold and bitter boy, Haruka was bright and cheery, innocent to a fault. He brushed off Shintaro's abrasiveness, and through his endless joy, the two formed a bond. Together, they would play video games on the handheld devices that Haruka had with him. In the quiet warmth of the hospital, the two found a very special connection. Shintaro was, however, not the first person to be touched by Haruka's kindness. Prior to Shintaro's arrival, Haruka, who was a long-term patient at the hospital, met by chance another temporary patient, a gloomy girl named Takane Enomoto. Takane suffered from narcolepsy and was briefly hospitalized after taking a fall in which her grandmother overreacted to. Takane had a bit of a difficult personality, not unlike Shintaro. But even so, Haruka's optimism warmed her over, and the two became friends. Much like the older Kisaragi sibling, but for entirely different reasons, Takane too had a general aversion to most people. Self-conscious of her disability, Takane spent most of her time indoors, sleeping and playing video games. In truth, it was she who introduced Haruka to video games in the first place. The handheld games a regular tradition that they would engage in whenever they met.
This low-key sounds like
carefree sort
Pookie.
of normalcy that he lacked, living permanently at the hospital.
Just sleeping all day, playing video
Haruka
games.
was the first person in ages she could connect to and have fun with on her own terms, lacking the judgment of society. That said, Takane wasn't really injured, and her narcolepsy would never just go away, and so she was released from the hospital in time. Her bond with Haruka, though, was real, and she intended to keep up with him even after she left and Haruka would return to his home as well. Takane left her handheld devices with Haruka, letting it be both a symbol of their friendship as well as a reason to return. Even knowing that Takane would visit him, Haruka was depressed to have his only friend taken away, which is why Shintaro Kisaragi was a blessing. The long-term resident of the hospital wasn't strong. Takane spoke to him first, and when he was on his own, he had no self-confidence and was rather hopeless. But inspired by his friend, Haruka reached out to Shintaro, and the two began to kindle a bond of their own. Time passed, and Takane did in fact come to visit Haruka. However, she never actually greeted him. For when Takane saw the boy laughing alongside a stranger, having fun just as she once did, something stirred within her heart. Takane didn't know it, but she had fallen in love. Seeing Haruka laugh freely with Shintaro, though, made Takane think that she had been forgotten by Haruka, while she herself couldn't get him out of her head. Numerous times Takane would visit, but each time she would find Haruka together with Shintaro and wouldn't have the courage to speak to him. Shintaro and Haruka, though, talked a great deal. Shintaro told Haruka all sorts of stories about his
Another one. I can guess. It's going to be about the girl realizing she likes Haruka. That's my guess. UK yesterday. Yum, 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 yum. Or either that or them becoming those two becoming friends. Tee. Oh, okay. I assume this one. I assume this one. Oh yeah, she looks like she's got the Ro vibe. For sure, look at her. She does look like a tsundere. She's cute though. I love that she's having such a crisis. She looks like a tsundere, and he looks like a hentai protagonist. Actually, no. His eyes aren't being covered, so no. I like this one too. I like this one. All right. So the tsundere is realizing that she might be, she might be human after all, and his feelings. He's the dense isekai protagonist. Yeah, he looks dense. I bet.
His life, and Haruka would listen intently. He told him when we dropped out of school, and Haruka thought it was a shame. Haruka, you see, was incapable of having a normal schooling even if he wanted to, which made the idea of going to school and meeting classmates all the more beautiful to him. Shintaro certainly didn't feel Haruka's enthusiasm, but was moved nonetheless by the passion of his sickly friend. To Shintaro and Haruka, their time together was priceless.
Wow.
Shintaro was granted a moment of reprieve from the chaos of his life, and Haruka got to continue the dream of normalcy that Takane gave him. Even so, like Takane, Shintaro couldn't stay forever. When he was in good enough condition, he returned to the Kisaragi home like anyone else, leaving Haruka once more. In all the time that he was with Shintaro, Haruka never once forgot about Takane. He didn't speak of her to Shintaro, but kept her in his heart the entire time, hoping that she would come back and fulfill her promise. Haruka kept many things from his friends. He, for instance, never really told them that he would never get better. He never told them that his problem was with his heart, and that it was unlikely he'd make it to adulthood. All of these silent worries, though, only made Shintaro and Takane all the more precious to Haruka. Shintaro returned home with a new lease on life. He decided that, at the very least, he would try to go to school once more. Haruka had convinced him that freedom and days spent with friends was paramount to none. With Shintaro's intellect, he was easily able to get into the local high school, and so he made his way to the hospital to tell Haruka the good news. Takane too had gone to the hospital that day. While she didn't know that Shintaro had been discharged, she was coming to check in on her friend that she lacked the courage to face. That very cruel day was none other than August 15th.
Oh,
That morning,
Mm.
Haruka Kokonose had gone into cardiac arrest and died on his hospital bed.
Jesus.
Takane went into the visiting quarters to find Haruka absent.
Yikes.
She did, however, find a sketchbook, which she often would doodle in. Therein, she finally realized just how foolish she had been. Many pages, and indeed the very last page ever put to pen, were filled with nothing else than portraits of her.
Oh.
Haruka, naturally, never forgot once about Takane. Consumed with a petty jealousy and self-doubt, she refused to see the person who had changed her life, and now he was gone forever, having died thinking that Takane had given up on him like everyone else. Consumed with grief, Takane navigated to the roof of the hospital and tried to take her own life, jumping off the building.
Oh.
Shintaro arrived at the hospital in a frenzy, soon learning that Haruka had died. Haruka and Takane were taken to the Eternal World, where they
Are they?
both had their wishes granted by the snakes. Haruka desired a stronger body, one that wouldn't fail him so he could live like a normal person, and Takane wished for a way to escape her body, which to her felt like nothing better than a prison. Haruka was gifted with awakening eyes, the ability to transform and strengthen your body, and Takane was gifted with opening eyes, the ability to project your spirit. However, these powers came at a cost. Haruka's mind was left behind in the Eternal World. When he woke, he had no memory and had taken the form of a character that Haruka once drew, which he named Konoha. Meanwhile, Takane's body was so crippled by her suicide attempt that she was put on life support in a permanent state of
It's
comatose.
Miku.
She could use
She
her opening
looks
eyes to
like
send her
Miku.
spirit out, manifesting itself through technology and the internet. But a spirit was
Oh my god, it is Miku.
for her body would never wake again.
What the fuck? It is
Tried to
actually
leave the hospital
Miku
two more
in the
snakes were
internet,
stolen,
in the
and only two
Wi-Fi.
remained.
What the
Shintaro
fuck?
withdrew his application to the high school, and, rather than just dropping out of school, became a complete shut-in. For the first time in ages, he was moved by another and opened his heart, only to have everything stolen away from him. Momo tried to comfort her brother, who had always done so much to protect her. But Shintaro shut off his heart and pushed her away, driving a wedge between the Kisaragi siblings. Konoha, lost without any memories, wandered the streets alone until he was picked up on chance by a lonely girl who lost her family long ago.
Oh,
Takane, for her part, set out through the internet to try and find a reason to live.
another music video. Lost Time Memory. Let's see. There you go. This one. I assume. Oh, waiting. Waiting. Get some stuff off my desk in the meantime. Oh, keep watching? All right.
There, she discovered what had become of the boy she thought had taken Haruka from her. He was overcome with grief and depression, and completely separated from the world.
Something has to happen.
He
Okay.
was so very much like her. But, in a way, all three of them were really similar the whole time. She thought about Haruka, what he wished and felt, and also about her own grief and guilt, and made a decision. Telling a kind lie, she navigated to Shintaro's computer and introduced herself as NA, a conjugation of her name she used as an online handle. There,
It's
once
Miku.
more, two pained hearts connected as boy met girl. 2 years would pass, setting the stage for the story that would bind all of the children who stole the snakes from the Medusa. The only word for such a cruel and spiteful tale is tragedy. Shintaro Kisaragi had changed a lot over the years.
Here we go. Okay, so essentially she went into his computer and pretended to be like a person online, right? Or does he know that she's like a spirit? I don't think he would know. I feel like he would be too chill. That would be too chill of a reaction. Jinzo enemy. Oh, it's Miku. Oh, it is Miku. Look at her. She's so cute. Ah. It's adorable. Let's see. Oh. She ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan. Oh. So this is her getting into contact with him. With forget his name. I was gonna say Haruka, but that's not Haruka. So again, my question is like, how much does he know about her being like not real, pretty much, like a spirit and a digital spirit? Like, how much does he know? I'm logging off. I'm not talking to my VR chat girlfriend anymore. Oh. Oh. Ah. Ah. That's cute. Man, stop. Stop. That's cute. Man, okay. She used her eyes. She's just in his phone. Okay, so she is in his phone, and and he knows. Does he know what she is? That's like my main question with all this, you know, or my main question with these two. Like, does he know she's like a spirit? You know. Eventually, yeah. Oh, okay. So right now, as far as he's aware, he just like kind of fell for this girl that's on her phone. That's on his phone. He fell for a girl online, as far as he's aware. I guess. Also, we're about halfway through. We are we're over halfway through. So Inky, he's not into her, she just kind of lives with him. Okay. Um okay, I have a question. I have been going for about 3 hours. And I'll admit I had a bit of a tiring day. Wee bit of a tiring day. So, would it be cool if we split it for next? I mean, I know it's gonna be another week. Right. I apologize. Um, but would it be cool if we did that? I'm not necessarily stopping here. Like we can keep going for a little bit more. But is it all right if we don't do the whole thing today? You let me know. You let me know if there's a good spot to like pause at. Because I will admit I am a little tired. We need to split up is fine. Okay, we're half asleep, so I'm so down. Hi Rose, I wasn't expecting you to still be here. You can stop it here. All right. I didn't forget. I just didn't know. I don't know who is and isn't around, you know. EP. It's all right. It's all right. You go to sleep. We're cutting it off here for now, and we shall come back next week for the other half of Kageru Project. I gotta say, there's a lot of characters. This is way bigger than I expected. We still got a bunch of MVs to get to next time. Yeah. Absolutely. This is just way more than I thought. I thought, okay. Unironically, I thought we're gonna watch this video. We're gonna watch maybe, I don't know, 5 music videos throughout. And so far I think we have 5. How many have we watched? Actually, hold on. Yeah, today alone we've watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 videos. Barely halfway, and I'm sure there's a lot. I'm sure there's a lot. But yeah. So classes from 2 to 7, then had to go to my grandma's to help with her meds. Oh, you that's what is that why you're also tired? I mean, because I just had to go do something today. So I got home and I was like, oh, I got home like an hour before I started stream, or 2 hours. But then I was just resting. So right now I might pass out. I might pass out a little. Yes, and why I was late. Oh, you're fine. You're good. You are so good. Thank you for showing up. Here, let me. Okay. Well, we know where we stopped. We know where we parked. Thank you everybody for hanging out. Thank you everybody for showing up. Thank you Inky for introducing me to Kageru Project. I'm really liking it. It's fascinating. It's like I said, obviously it's more than I expected, but it's cool. It's cool. I do like it. I like the music too. I promised, did I not? You did. You did promise. You don't want to know how many songs we still got left? Well, we can dedicate the next stream. Don't you worry. We will get through this. I am invested. I do want to know how it ends or how it goes, how it continues. It hasn't even started, I feel. But yeah, thank you, Rose. I really, it really does mean a lot to me that you were looking forward to my streams, that you missed uh I mean, you missed hearing me because we've been chatting and I show up on your streams here and there. But I appreciate it. Thank you everybody for showing up, for hanging out. Let me stop the recording here so that Melon can watch it later. Goodbye, YouTube.